Let's start with the letter L for legacy. What does legacy mean to you guys?
I think legacy, in regards to our company, it means creating a product and a brand that lasts, right? That people trust and building that trust. For me, I grew up in the Midwest. Marijuana was a big no-no. Cannabis was super frowned on. But I always wanted to make my living in an industry with cannabis. So I think coming here and being part of a brand that wants to itself have a legacy that lasts is important to us. To me, anyway.
Love it. You guys want to add anything else on that one? It's pretty hard to follow up on.
No,
that was pretty, knocked it out of the park. E is for ethics, and as a company, obviously you guys have, the mission to give great products. But how does that really correlate to what you guys are trying to create for the consumers when it comes to just ethics?
I think from the get-go, one of the things that's been of critical importance to Buddy's is transparency and honesty about what our products are and what are in them. We've noticed that throughout the years in Oregon, various companies have put out products where what they label it as isn't necessarily what's in the product. We oftentimes see things labeled as live resin when it's a blend of distillate and live resin. So we have tried hard over the years that we've been in existence to always label exactly what you can find in the product, and our sales reps are out in the field, preaching that message, making sure that people know what it says is what it is. And the players over time have changed, but this is something that we continue to see in the market where things are mislabeled, and there's just no authority right now that's overseeing the honesty in labeling. So it's up to each brand to have those ethics built in, and that's something we really try and hold on to.
Yeah, that's a big deal because, people, it's a small enough industry in Oregon. I feel like when you do that to yourself, you're just killing yourself because people are going to find out and talk, and then all of a sudden
You might get away with it this time, but that doesn't mean you'll get away with it every time, and that's a bad business plan.
Yeah.
And it's a close-knit industry too, where, we're down south, but anything that happens up in Portland, you hear about it, right? And so being transparent, being that ethical company, that the name brand company that everyone knows about, and if everyone knows we're doing it the right way, then we're doing things right.
Yeah.
We're happy about that.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of companies see themselves as like, oh, I'm a Southern Oregon company. But you guys have offices in Portland too, right? So you guys kind of have to feel like you're an Oregon company. Right? Yeah. That's a better way.
That's a good way to put it. An Oregon company versus it is very split. A lot of the farming happens down here in Southern Oregon, and a lot of the business happens in Portland, right? Based on capita. And so to be an Oregon company is a big thing.
Yeah, I agree. And you guys have never really dabbled in the flower, or am I wrong?
We have, but we found it wasn't our forte, and we want to stick at doing what we do best, and that's focusing our business around oil and oil products.
We make some mean oil.
Yeah, in some of our other states, we have more of a wellness focus, and we are currently working with OLCC to try and make some more of those things possible in Oregon. There's some rules that don't exactly fit with the models that are in other states, and we'll see how that all turns out.
Yeah, that's going to other states. It's insane kind of how many different variations of this thing we've got. It's like everybody designed their own monopoly board with different rules.
Yep.
So as far as G for growth, you guys have had a large presence from my perspective in the industry since really the beginning. Have you seen it as you went from small to huge, or from huge to medium? I mean, how do you guys see your growth over the last year, 10 years or more, right?
I think the fact that we're still here is a good testament to growth, because we've all seen what the cannabis industry does, especially in Oregon, and has done in the last 5 years. I think we started out the gate bigger than I thought we were gonna be, and kind of just have been running since then.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I feel about it.
The growth certainly happened really fast for Buddy's, and of course there's growing pains along the way. And I think a lot of companies really experienced that growth, particularly during COVID, and the 2022, 2023. Those were tough years for almost everybody in cannabis because the market was shrinking 10% year over year, and certainly it's stabilized now. But it's pretty rare to see a company continue to grow these days, and we're seeing less and less of it. But doing our best to make sure that we're still growing as we can.
Yeah. No, and I think each state too is unique in its opportunities for growth, or, it's not easy to traverse all this terrain. As far as personal growth, is there anything that, who's been here the longest? Okay. How long?
6 years in June.
Okay. So how's your personal growth been affected by
Oh, massively. I mean, I've done management before. I started in this company as a packager at the very bottom. I really think the way this company approaches cannabis really is what encouraged me to stay in the industry and not dip, and also to grow in it. Personally, it's had a lot to do with it.
Yeah. No, you have these big organizations, and it ends up being a family, and with history and growth and all that good stuff.
I think all of us started in a different role in Buddies, and each of us sort of worked our way up. And I think that ethos comes from our president, Brian Cochran. He came from the world of Costco, and at Costco they're very much about promoting internally. He started there as a cart pusher, and at the end of his tenure there, he was moving around the country or the world, opening up stores for them. So he's taken that and sort of brought it to Buddies, where we believe in developing and growing our management and our employees from within, and it's been really rewarding and cool to see that applied here.
Yeah, another real quick note on the growth part. How do you guys keep up with? Because again, from our standpoint, the industry is changing so frequently. Frequently changing regularly. How's that played into your guys' growth of like, oh, you want to go one way, and then you realize, oh man, everybody's going. How have you guys kind of wrestled with that?
I think it's easier for us because we have that solid core. We make just fantastic oil, and we've dipped our toe in like, oh, flour. What about this? If it works, it works. We didn't originally do dallables, but then we started doing them. Dipped our toe in, found out what worked, took our toe out, put our toe back in. But we've always had that core of we just make fantastic oil, so we always have that base to fall back on, and then try to figure out the next thing to try.
Also pay attention to market trends and see what's selling. For example, over the past 2 years, there's been a tremendous explosion in the number of sales for all-in-ones. The consumers are demanding it more and more. So, we sort of follow and pay attention to what's happening in the market and lean in on that.
Yeah. Which is why we had to make separate category for all-in-one versus carts.
Yeah.
It's two different ones. Yeah.
And it's an ever-evolving industry, right? At some point, you think that we're going to hit our peak of what we can do based on science or products. How much more can you do to a cannabis plant, right? Yeah. And a lot of it's education and just paying attention, right? Like, we don't know where we're going to be in 2 years, right? As a company, we could be making, I don't know. There's
all the ones that live stream while you're using them.
Yeah, exactly.
We're really close to that.
The
already.
newest thing I just saw was snuff. Is the cannabis like?
Yeah, yep. I've seen those.
So I'm like, okay, is this going to take off?
And that's such a big trend right now too. Like,
yeah.
Everyone's like, whether it's nicotine, whether it's chew, like everyone's diving into those vapes.
Yeah.
So
we're all old enough. We're just worried what these 25-year-olds are going to think of next that we're going to chase, right?
I'm excited to see it, but yeah, some of it does.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man.
And as far as personal growth for me, I got into this industry for my dad. He had a battle with cancer, so I was like, what can I do medically to help him, right? And so I started up dispensary side and learned as much as I could about RSO and tinctures and everything, and kind of bounced around the industry based on his appointments, and landed with Buddies 4 years ago, actually this month. Which is cool.
Yeah.
And so it is cool to be part of a company and grow within a company that is doing things like we talked about ethically and the right way and preaching to the people that can't afford top shelf, right? And we don't have to have that high price point. We're going to make good oil and give it out so anyone can use it, right?
No, it's awesome. And RSO is, it's magical stuff.
Yeah.
So did your dad, did he do RSO?
Yeah, he did us RSO, 6-month battle with. Supposed to be 6 months, right? They gave him 6 months to live. He lived 6 years. So cannabis definitely had its part in that, right? A bunch of chemo treatments, and I don't know what did work versus didn't, but definitely the days where he did RSO, and even when he smoked, appetite is a big thing with cancer. So being able to help out is awesome. So.
Well, and I've yet to ask anybody where they said, no, RSO didn't help at all.
Yeah, I know.
It's either they were cured or they were
Yeah.
cured. So yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so accomplishments, and actually it's kind of funny that you said as part of the growth, just being here. So we've done this is as we said like our 17th or something interview, and every time we get to accomplishments, I'm going to spoil it for you guys because you already said it. Everybody says still being here is the biggest accomplishment.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
it is.
right, so we're gonna just define that already. We already know
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is one of your accomplishments. So good job on that one. And yeah, it's kind of crazy that's what all the OGs are saying.
And it's
Go ahead.
it's sad that that's where we are. Like staying alive. It's dog eat dog world out there, and
Yeah.
it's just not. It's just nuts. Like that's the accomplishment everyone has for the cannabis industry in Oregon. California's worse, right?
Yeah.
We all know this. When it federally legalizes, I don't know. That's a weird thing that's gonna happen for industry.
Yeah, and it feels like is it a place where money dies or just survives? But looking in, I don't know that I see everybody thriving, and everybody thought, oh man, this would be just slam dunk for everybody or something. I don't know. I don't know that. I think everybody that's still in the game is just putting so much effort to just keep maintaining and maybe little growth
Yep.
but it takes an army, right, to even accomplish this stuff. So
Yeah.
it's crazy. So accomplishments. What are you guys most proud of accomplishing?
We've been winning awards for a long time. One of our product lines, which was acquired into Buddies, is our Fire and Ice product. That's the one that just won at the Oregon Growers Cup. But that first win was 2014 in the High Times Cannabis Cup.
Yep.
We won the Dope Cup when that was still around. The Leaf Bowl. We've got awards from LeafLink. Basically, a lot of different contests we enter. We end up taking something home. And that feels pretty good and rewarding to know that like you're making a product that people find to be quality, especially when you're trying to tailor it to a competitive price point so that it's accessible to everybody.
Especially a product like Fire and Ice that's not just what's going to get you stoned, what's the highest, lowest price point, highest THC. Like this is a product that medically can help, right?
It does help you.
It's crazy. I didn't believe it at first, right? Cannabis lotion. Everyone's going to say what they think is going to happen, but had my knee blow out playing ball and used it for a couple days. It was night and day difference to what it was the previous 2 days when I was like too stubborn to try it, right? And so you don't win awards for nothing. So
Loki, I think that's our best product.
Yeah.
it is. It really is.
Well, Colin hit on it too. We've been winning awards since 2014 all the way to now, right? So we've always come at it with the message that we have, trying to be a brand that can be trusted. And to do that, we put out products consistently, maybe not every year, but year after year, win awards. That's from vapes, dabables, Fire and Ice. We're always putting out something that's not just affordable. It's good, and it shows in these contests.
Yeah, and it's not easy winning this stuff, man. It's like splitting hairs. I mean, the people, it blows me away when anybody wins multiple times because I'm like, wow, you really put the effort into this.
Yeah.
So as far as Y was for, or did we miss C for, yeah, we need to do C. So C is for community. And obviously, you guys from a branding standpoint are always trying to connect with the cannabis community. And again, you've been one of the most recognizable brands in the community for a long time. How do you guys engage with the cannabis community? And how do you guys do it also with your people?
I think the name says it for the community. I mean, we're buddies. I think being community is kind of being anti-community, whereas we are a brand for everybody, from soccer moms to straight hippies with grass on their hair. It's everybody. I mean, when it's like the name says, when you smoke weed together, you're buddies, and that I think is what our community is. It's not so much the classic community of cannabis. It's whoever wants to come and enjoy the product, because cannabis is a great product, whether you use it for healing or use it for recreation. It's kind of an anti-community. Everybody, come on, we're buddies.
I like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think from the perspective of the industry, it's pretty tight knit. It's a very small industry, and the longer you're in it, the more you realize just how small it is. And I think what we start to realize more and more as a community is that the biggest hurdles we face are not necessarily our competitors, but it's the regulations, the challenges we face from the federal government, unfair taxing, can't bank, those sort of things. So from a community perspective, it's been very rewarding to lock arms with some of our business partners, our competitors, and work together to try and effect change, whether that be at OLCC through rules advisory committees, or going down to Salem and lobbying with the House and the Senate trying to get legislation changed. I think at the end of the day, Oregon was one of the first states to legalize, and therefore the rules for us are the most archaic, where these newer states that are coming online are more and more lenient in terms of what can and cannot be done. So the fight isn't done, and that takes working together with your friends and allies and enemies within the industry to try and make sure it's better for all of us.
Yeah, it does seem it's a lot easier to put something new on the books than unwind, right? It's like once they put something on the books, it's like, yeah, this doesn't make sense. Well, it's the law.
Job isn't done yet.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So as far as the where's Buddy's going from here? You know, where do you guys want to go? I know you're expanding. You said into some other markets, and you're already kind of in there.
Yeah.
What's in the future for Buddy's?
I mean, I think currently with any cannabis company, expansion is somewhat of a slow roll. Anytime you go to a new state, you're basically setting up an entirely new business, an entirely new operation, an entirely new management team. So that's the way that things are currently, and if federal legalization does happen, whether that's a reschedule or a deschedule, certainly that will look different with the ability to be, have an economy of scale where you can have a central location that distributes to other states. So that's an exciting opportunity in the future if and when it gets here. But for now, it's sort of a slow burn, one state at a time, set up and trying our best to succeed while maintaining the intent that we have in the states where we operate without losing focus, continue to try and maintain that attitude of making great products and keeping them affordable and being kind to your family, your friends, and your buddies.
Yeah.